y'all, welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and dive in and see what Divine Holy Spirit has for the collective. The cards are all upright and in order by way of major arcana and through the elements. Let's tap in and see what's going on. Holy Spirit, what do you have for the collective at this time? What's the collective need to know and be made aware of? Thank y'all for your likes, your shares, your comments, subscriptions to the channel, your overall support, the Ten of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles showing themselves in the pre-shuffle. Also, thank you for your monetary donations and considerations of. I appreciate you. Spirit, what do you have for the collective? All right, we have the Knight of Swords and then the Seven of Wands showing themselves in the pre-shuffle. I'm hearing collective. I know I just said that that's part of my spiel at the beginning of every reading, but this one I know is specific. So collective. What about the collective? What is collective meaning right now, Spirit? Okay, divine collective. All right. So maybe I'm supposed to specify who this reading is for, who it pertains to. This is for the divine collective. Whatever is coming forward here. I'm hearing patronage, just cause. So y'all, it feels like a meeting, like a family living room meeting we're about to have or something, right? Like we have to get together and kind of, check in, make sure everybody's good. I'm hearing before we blast them. Yeah, y'all, this is like a family meeting of the consciousness of divine. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and gather in the living room. See what the message is for us. Because I heard something about a power through. All right, well, I heard evolution, but I was seeing like, Earth, like the earthly realm, like the global figure of Earth when that came apart. So some sort of, and the word revolution would be pertaining to the collective energy, I'm assuming, right? The gathering around. All right, y'all, let's see. Thank you, Spirit, for that. I'm hearing divine consciousness, supreme beings. Okay, now y'all know this sounds very specific at this point. Okay, y'all, it's okay. Well, look who we have at the bottom of the deck. We have the Hermit card in the reverse. So in the reverse, what I look at, what's important for me is somebody who's kept themselves hidden. But it's almost as if it's at a point to where it's time to come out of, I'm hearing out of that phase, whatever the phase is that pertains to how you've been, I'm hearing indiscretion. Maybe it's something about indiscretions here, coming out of that phase of, okay. Well, I'm hearing the world needs you. This is crazy because, this is crazy because I just had like a very, very decent and well knowledgeable mentoring session with someone that I now hold in high regard. This person's like, someone that just came out of the blue in my life. It's crazy because you hear a lot of times, oh, there's going to be a Queen of Pentacles to come to you. And yeah, you might not know this person, but they're going to do X, Y, Z for you. It's going to be great. I never saw that coming because I'm I want to say I'm hearing blindsided because I was basically blindsided in the situation because it didn't appear how, you would think something like of that caliber would appear to you. It didn't happen that way. I know I'm saying this for a reason, you guys. So this Hermit card reverse, and shout out to that person, you know who you are. There's been a lot of people who've come through by way of this YouTube channel and TikTok who have touched me, and not, but they would consider it the other way around. But the beautiful part is that family gathering. So that's where we're going with this. These connections that are being built, you guys, these conscious being connections. We're gathering in the family room Some may be distant cousins you've never even met, you know? So it's like coming in and seeing family members like you should know this person because this is the person of that person or whatever, you know, of an aunt or uncle. I'm talking 3D-isms, but really I'm, you know, leading toward, you know, the esoteric, the spiritual. Of course, on the outside, you're like, I don't know this person, Harpo, who this woman. But on the inside, on the conscious level, you do know them. There are kindred, I want to say tempos. I don't know why that wants to come out that way, but there you are. Maybe that tempo has to do with the vibration of things, how the vibrations collect and attract. Yeah, that would make sense, right? Consciousness. And me and my friend, we were talking about conscious levels earlier today. So I'm not weirded out at all, you guys. Trying not to be. So anyway, you guys, this is what we're about to get into here. So this is not strange at all, right? None of our journey has been strange or weird, right? Yeah. Pull up. Let me tell you some stories, right? Okay, you guys. So I'm looking here at the Lover's card, and there are two cards here, but obviously I see the Seven of Cups right next to that. The Lover's card speaks of a divine union. So we are talking about family, living rooms, aunts, uncles, kindred spirits, right? And then I did make a notice of it. What, you know, on the outside, you're like, I don't know this person, but on the inside, there is that connection. It's undeniable. But that Seven of Cups is, you know, this is representing that a lot of this Seven of Cups confusion, just insecurity of how to place these emotions or past emotions that are kind of carried over into the new relationships that you make. And it's kind of like, I'm not even sure what's going on or why this person showed up, why I had to go through that conflict drama. But, you know, that gathering around now is for us to swap stories and say, I'm you and you are me. Like, it might be different characters, a different time frame, a different place in time, but it's happened to all of us. Matter of fact, I mentioned that on a previous video. That's not weird at all, right? Once you start talking to someone or you build the strength up to even just talk about your traumas or what you experienced that you know was radical, but if you had to try to explain it to someone else, they're going to think something's wrong with you. That's the Seven of Cups energy because it was specifically designed for you with the Lover's card energy. That was that kindred energy. But mind you, the kindredness with the Seven of Cups came disguised as something else. So that's where that Seven of Cups, that, you know, the kind of trust issue problem came around because it felt good, but then it's like, well, I don't know. Just based on last time, I'm not sure. So this has a lot to do with discernment, but you had to learn that. You had to build that strength. It's like, you know, working out. You have to build that spiritual sense. But I believe as the collective consciousness, you know, the gathering in the living room, we're now identifying with one another because it's a little, I'm hearing translucent. It's becoming a little bit more comfortable to speak on. So now we don't sound like something's wrong with us because we're the only ones that saw the pink elephant in the room. No one else saw that but us. You know, you saw something out the corner of your eye that wasn't meant for anybody else but you. But now where you see, a lot of people are saying that now. It's building. That vibration, that consciousness is raising. I want to say the knowing. I know my friend would be proud of me for saying that because I avoided a whole nother word by saying that. But it's that knowing now. But we wouldn't have come to the knowing if we had not been through what we've gone through. But that's that Seven of Cups and that Lover's card energy by way of the divine partnerships and interactions that were already meant to be. So I'm being drawn back to this Hermit reverse, and the Hermit was like, yeah, you know, it's time to uncloak yourself. Like, it's okay now. Like, you found your group, your tribe. I'm so thankful for you all. I started out saying I'm touched by the many interactions that I make by way of this channel and then the TikTok. But had I not even stepped on these platforms, I would have never made those connections. I could have kept the tarot reading to myself, because that's really how I started, because I needed answers. So I grabbed a deck, even though it was against all 3D religious laws that I was raised in. I said, so I'm being drawn to this and I'm going. And I went, and here we are. So this is encouraging for you as well. But I know with the separation of, okay, divine consciousness, this sounds very specific. So this is a reading for us. I don't even need to tell you this. But if this is like a meet and greet gathering, like in the ethers, it's like we need to get to know one another now. Now we may not do that, here and on this 3D realm, right? But it's power in numbers. But for me to be over there reading tarot, and for that person to be over there practicing whatever divination that they do, and then this person possibly unhealed and they're practicing, it's like everybody's kind of doing their own thing, right? But it doesn't feel like there's a serious link of a connection here between the consciousness of diviners. It doesn't feel that way. I'm hearing you are never alone, which I say that on a regular because it's true. Just a lot of people are just shunned for talking about certain things out of shame and just not healed from the situation. Behind the Seven of Cups, we have the Wheel card. So doesn't that sound like a full circle energy, like a family circle? The unit even. It's in the upright, so that's forward motion, you guys. But that Seven of Cups, I feel like it's that chain, that chain that causes, well, it's unlinked. Like the chain is unlinked. The chain is there. The pieces, the links are there, but they're not connected. Because could you imagine how strong that chain would be? It'd be unbreakable. There's nothing that they would be able to do to stop us. I'm saying us, I'm talking to you. But the trust issues, I get it. I understand. But just know there's no right or wrong way to do this, but you have to use your discernment. Let them practice how they want to practice. Let that person do what they want to do. If they want to stay indoors and do their tarot, but still you like to have a little conversation with them about it, let them do that. It's fine. But the connection I'm hearing is just severed. So that's what needs repair, is what I'm hearing. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords here. It's on the side, but it's like teetering in the reverse. Y'all, give me one moment. So to the dog lovers out there, y'all, this looks familiar, right? Yeah, the squeaker. They get inside and pull that out. Or maybe it's just mine because he's a little monster. Anyway, this Ace of Swords, y'all, this speaks of creativity, new ideas, new innovations, new ways of doing things, like the thought process behind that. And I like the fact that that card is actually here to represent that that's what's happening, but it's not in an upright position to where that's actually like full throttle. Like it's no question about it. This is a question. Like it's like, well, I mean, we're gathering around, but how is this going to turn out? Nobody really knows anybody, but we do know each other. We don't look alike, so that might be a little awkward. We don't look like what we thought that person should look like. All of that I feel that's what's getting in the way of this. It's like being the only person in a group of, it's like the one that sticks out, the newbie or whatever. Maybe everybody feels like a newbie at this gathering. But it still feels like there's criticism in the room because there are some people who take off a little faster than others. So therefore, they would be that textbook definition of a pro. Nobody's a pro here. So maybe the Seven of Cups enters in that intimidation factor. Oh, my gifts aren't as strong as theirs. Or, I can't channel like this person does. But we all have a group that we rely on called our spirit team. That spirit team consists of whoever we want it to. Again, keep in mind discernment, because they might play for another team, which is perfectly fine. We're not judging that, but we use discernment to know that we don't want to, have any part of whatever it is that they're operating in. Because they serve a purpose as well. If we always keep balance at the underlying, cause of things, there is a need. They don't have to have anything to do with us, and we don't have to have anything to do with them. But together we have to cohabitate in this realm. So yeah, this Ace of Swords, I heard a thickening agent. Sorry for the camera shake. He's kind of roaming around. A thickening agent, for those of y'all who are beautiful cooks and chefs, you understand the purpose of a thickening agent here. But that is support for a liquid. You don't want it to be runny. It has to have some substance. So what this is giving me? It's giving me microwave energy as well. You can't use a thickening agent in a microwave. This is like slow cooking, like stovetop. Like you gotta have the right temperature. You gotta keep stirring that thing. If I'm talking to those who know how to make a roux, you can't let that sit. You gotta stay at it. But that's what's going on here with how we get to form these chains with these separate links that are here. Substance. So you might be asking me, okay, well, does that mean we need to get on one accord? And how do we do that? I thought we were already on one accord, because there's this tarot reader that I like. There's this person that I like. There's this inspirational speaker that I like. There's this author that I like. But you see how they're all spread out. Spirit, help me with that. Help me with the information going forth, please. I just heard light workers. So that's putting me in the energy of categorization. Okay, so it's a categorization, you guys. It's that. If we could just all be known, and I'm not saying this is what we need to do, but it's how I'm trying to break this down from what I'm interpreting is, if we fall under the umbrella of light workers, then so be it. That means that the dark workers can be identified outside of that. So under the hub of light workers, that's all we need to say. You're not a tarot card reader. You don't channel, even though you do these things. You're not just psychic. You're not just clairvoyant. You're a light worker, period. So maybe this has to do with like the self-defining or definition. So there's no intimidation factors here. That's what keeps things separate. Oh, I do this, I do that. No, really, you were sent here to raise the vibration, aka you're a light worker. It's amazing that you can do all of these things. You lift the hearts of man, period. Don't matter what you do. That could be a greeting at the grocery store to a stranger. That could be helping an old lady to their car, helping them put the groceries in the car. No, you're not on anybody's clock, but you're of service. You're a light worker, raising the vibration because you made their day. I mean, it's that simple. But the categorization of I do this, I do that, I'm this, I pledge allegiance to this, I do this, that. No, you're a light worker. So I'm hearing like diluted. Things got diluted. Like spirituality is becoming diluted. I'm hearing IFA. I don't know much about IFA, but I keep seeing people who feel like they have, and no disrespect. I promise I don't mean any disrespect, because I don't know what they had to go through to do this. But it could be anybody, but it's like the spirituality turns into a religion. But I thought we were avoiding institutions and constitutions. I thought that was the whole point of becoming a spiritualist, only to find out that you possibly have pledged allegiance to an organization that man made. And no disrespect, please feel free to educate me in the comments. But that black sheep energy, I feel like, is through and through. Coming up in school, you weren't interested in possibly joining this club, that club, hanging with that clique, this clique, you know, having to be there when these people were there. That's not your story. So why take off into something that tells you you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that too. Yeah, you got to do that too. Yeah, you must do this. Like, I'm hearing factors like limitations being placed, that watered down, diluted. I got something about a thickening agent is what's needed here. No disrespect to anybody. I've had dreams of even me wearing all white, but I didn't run out and say, ooh, I need to go buy all white, because then I possibly would have offended people who've gone through whatever ceremonies that they've gone through to be able to wear white and be recognized as a this or that. You know, but really what it was just purity, right? Like it becomes too complex. Yeah, no, I'm not about to get into what about the people who wear all these beads. No, because I heard it. I heard someone ask that, even though this video is coming after the fact, but it's already in the energy. It's already, or before the fact, it's already here. Yeah. Y'all, I look like a bum every day. I mean, I'm not saying that to be braggadocious. Of course I'm not, but it's like, what really matters at the end of the day? Is it more about me and wanting to make people see that I am what I am by what I wear and adorn myself with? Because to me, that's no different than, you know, a Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles energy. Someone who's stuck in that 3Dism to where they have to wear designer labels, living beyond their means, but it takes the focus off, you know, what truly is that supposed to be representing. The designer labels means, for me, it's a mask. Anyway, y'all, anyway, I had 3 cards here. I just turned them over, so I have them in my hand. And I see the 2 of Swords. I see the 9 of Pentacles, and then the 8 of Swords. I hope I didn't upset or offend anyone. That was not my intent at all. It's just about gaining understanding here. I'm hearing nobody should be off limits. But that intimidation factor is coming back up again. You know, the cliquish energy, is that to intimidate others? Is that rooted in a place of fear that these people gather and they have to, you know, consort to wearing certain articles of clothing? They have to have certain titles. But this is in the name of spirituality. That's what's confusing. I'm hearing all kind of things right now, y'all, but like I felt like I put enough out there, and we'll just maybe save that conversation for another day, because again, I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. But I'm hearing, look at the big picture and the dilution, the diluted energy is coming back up. Spirituality is becoming diluted. I did mention something about a phase earlier. All right, y'all. All right. So this is the reason for the family gathering, you guys, for us to be able to say, oh, hey, yeah, you're like me. You don't look like me, or I would never expected this, but okay, yeah. Because that's going to build the confidence and get out of this Seven of Cups energy. Not that we have to physically do this. I'm not talking about let's have a convention or come to my seminar. I'm not talking about that. The connection is in the ethers. But once you clarify, you know, your standards and who you're here and what you're representing and why, once that clarification comes through, you don't have to join any sort of group or organization. Oh man, here I am worrying about the title of the video because I'm hearing that it might go kind of hard, so it might attract people from the outside of divinity or consciousness because maybe they may feel under attack from what I said. But again, that's why I keep reiterating, I don't mean any disrespect. This is not a bashing of anyone. This is how can we get these links together? Because right now they're separate links. Y'all feel like I already covered so much here. So when I turn these cards over, I'm looking at them like the message has already gone forth. So let me just see, you guys. Let me see. Because we are in this living room, so people are kind of just like, who's going to start speaking? Like, people are kind of looking to their left, to their right without moving their heads because they don't know anybody in there, but they really do. But they're not sure. But they're like, okay, who's going to speak? Are we here to hear from someone? Or, you know, it's like standing room only. So, you know, have you been seeing 14? Have you been seeing 44? Because if we're talking about that, then the 144,000, that could be what this is, you guys. That we're here. We just need to connect and get this thing going. Or whatever this is, that we need to get together and build this link for whatever's about to go down here. Let me bring it back home. In the beginning, there was some energy surrounding that because I felt like we were being summoned to, I don't want to say summoned. Summoned sounds dark. Well, I mean, it is what it is. It felt like we were being called, not to the principal's office, but, you know, a family meeting. Because, you know, when you had to have a family meeting, I don't know if your family had family meetings. We didn't. The conversation just carried over from dinner at the dinner table. But you were happy to get away from the dinner table sort of thing. This isn't that. This is actually like, you know, I'm having a little something. Here's my address. I hope to see you there. A matter of fact, I think, you know, you're supposed to be there. That should be on like your journey schedule that, oh, I'm supposed to show up here at a certain time, certain date, certain location, right? So, I mean, if you've received an invitation, if you feel like you've been, maybe the 14, the 44, the 144, those numbers, possibly that's the invitation energy being sent out. I'm hearing mass incarceration. I don't feel like that has anything to do with us. I feel like we're getting the deets. We're coming together to make sure we're in one spot. So whatever needs to be, I don't know, whatever's being done while we're at that special location. I'm hearing the word beast, but I don't know where to put that right now, you guys. I'm kind of already drained now. I can't wait to hear what you all have to say. in regards to if you've also been seeing those numbers, and if you're feeling that, I think we're about to have a family meeting just to make sure that we know where to be, or, at least a heads up on what's about to take place, because we're due that. We're part of a special coalition here. So if something disastrous is about to go down, then they're letting us know you're okay, you're fine. If you're in this room, you're good. Wouldn't that be a nice thing to hear? If you're in this room, you have no worries. It's people that's not in the room that gotta worry. All right, y'all. Let me just go ahead and stop here. And yeah, I hope this helps.